Alright guys, hope everyone's well and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to take you through a day in the life of me during a natural bodybuilding prep, while also being like a personal trainer at 4 days out. So it is currently around about 8:30. I always get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I usually start my day by prepping every meal of the day. And the reason why I do that is I find like bulk cooking my foods helps a lot from like a time efficiency point of view. Whereas if like you cook your meals individually, it takes up a lot more time. So quick tip for yourself, like if you're wanting to stick to a diet, if you're wanting to make things sustainable, a big part of that's making it as convenient as possible. So bulk cooking's great from like a time efficiency point of view. So prep all your meals at once, have like a time where you designate towards it on a daily basis that works for your routine. So yeah, I've done that, and now what I basically do after I prep my food is I'll always leave my phone downstairs. And the reason being is just because if I'm cracking on with work or getting ready for the day, I don't want to basically be sitting on my phone wasting time, which I could be spending working or being more efficient with my day. So I'll always pop my phone downstairs, and then afterwards get back upstairs and then put a sad light on. For those that don't know, a sad light is basically a big bright light, as you can see here. What that basically does is it can help in terms of your ability to have good energy and alertness in the early hours of the day, and also have good sleep in the later half of the day. So I'm a big believer, these wee marginal gains stacking, these wee kind of habits, like again leaving my phone downstairs, using a sad light, like all these wee things add up and don't just make you successful in terms of bodybuilding, but in other aspects of life. So yeah, it's currently, like I said, around about 8:30. And I am about to do a round of posing, or a few rounds of posing, just to get some practice in, just so I can pose effectively when I'm on stage, which will affect my placings. First of all, however, I've got a supplement order I'm going to unbox for yourselves, and I always get too excited when I kind of order a good supplement. It's pretty sad, but it's always nice trying kind of new flavours of supplements and whey protein, especially when you're on prep and you've not really got access to maybe a lot of food. It's always enjoyable getting that new flavour you can try when it comes to the protein powder. So I'll talk you through what I've got and why. Right, so as I touched on, supplement order. I have basically got, first of all, whey protein. If you've not tried Perform Whey, get on it. The flavours are so good. This one is sweet and salty popcorn, which I thought I'd try. Sounds quite appealing in oats, so I'll give that a try once I've had finished my latest tub. And I got with this free creatine, and as well as that I ordered Hydroflow, which is mango flavoured. I've not actually tried this yet. Usually I go for Strom Sports hydration formula called Hydromax, but I thought I'd try something different. And I also got that in watermelon flavour as well, as there was a deal on the Hydroflow, so I got it for a good price. I also got some highly branched cyclic dextrin, which is basically a carbohydrate powder, and this is something I consume throughout all my sessions, off season and prep. It can just help keep your energy levels up throughout your session. And the benefit of like a carbohydrate powder, as I touched on in the last videos, it doesn't require much digestion in comparison to having something like a whole food during your session. As well as that, I've got Vascumax Pro, which is a non-stimulant pre-workout, grape candy flavoured. This is something I have throughout all my sessions as well. What I'll do is I'll make everything look nice and presentable and fire it all in the frame for yourselves, for you can see. So yeah. Also, I got with the order a free funnel, which is nice and convenient if you are funneling things into a bottle, funnily enough. And lastly, I got a free shaker that came with it. So yeah, usually like when I'll just talk about the rationale behind the supplements. Whey protein, obviously to get your protein intake up. You've got the hydration formula, it just ensures you've got good hydration, but you can just do so through having plenty of salt in your diet, but I like to make sure like I've got all my basics covered. So I'd rather kind of spend that extra wee bit of money, but ensure right I'm definitely hydrated. I'm definitely gonna perform well, and I'm gonna I'm gonna be all set for like a productive session, especially because I train quite early in the day. And like I said, thought process between the carbohydrate powder can spike insulin, preventing muscle protein breakdown. Non-stim pre-workout helps you get a good pump, helps you perform well, and helps you focus. And yeah, that's about it. So hope you found that valuable. And now what I'm basically doing is it's a Wednesday, which is usually a leg day, but because it's peak week, the week basically before the show, I'm not training legs because when you train legs, it can promote inflammation and muscle damage, which can hide the detail in your legs, which we don't want on show day, and it can impact your ability to uptake carbohydrates. So the plan of action today is basically to crack on with work. I'll catch up with you when I'm having my first meal, and then talk you through what I'm doing for the rest of today afterwards. So it's now 10 o'clock and I'm sitting down and having my first meal, which is 5% mince and also mushrooms. And I've also got a black coffee to accompany it after. I'm going to keep kind of the nutrition things quite kind of short and sweet because I want this to be more of a day in the life and not like a field day of eating video. I've kind of dived into quite a few of them in the past and covered nutrition and some kind of tips and guidance quite extensively in those other ones. So if you want to find out more about my diet and about nutrition, then feel free to check them out. So like I said, it's currently 10 o'clock. I'm going to eat this and then I've got personal training at 11:30. So I'll be kind of cracking on with more work on my laptop and then preparing for PT for then. So it is now 12:30 and I just wrapped up my first personal training session of today. And now it's time for meal number 2, which is chicken, green beans, accompanied by 20 grams of dark chocolate. So no changes to this meal since starting kind of the peak week where I'm eating up into my show. And after this, I've got 3 more PTs back to back, and then I'll be having my next meal. So we are back in the car after another 3 personal training sessions, and I've got my next meal. So carbs are now going in, which I've been looking forward to. So 100 grams of ground rice has been added to my baseline diet. This is usually just whey and also blueberries this meal. So I've got 100 grams of blueberries alongside this. And steps today are 7,500, and that's usually, again, my average is around about 12,000 on a rest day. So steps have been brought down today, so I'm not really needing to do much movement at all. I'll probably hit that just doing my PT sessions at all. So I'm purposely trying to move less just so I'm not accumulating fatigue. So I'm going to eat this and then we are going for a sunbed to get a bit of maybe like a base colour about me so I'm not Casper the Ghost on show day. So I promise you I'm not homeless and I don't just live in a car, but I'm back in my car just because I've been just doing personal training once again after having a sunbed. It is now 6 o'clock and I am having meal number 4, which is salmon, green beans, rice, and then dark chocolate, which has recently been added with obviously eating up into my show. So I'm going to eat this, and then I've got 2 personal training sessions, 6:30 until 8:30. And then after that, I'll be back home, get my recovery boots on, eat my last meal of the day, which I'll obviously document. So it is now 8:30 and I'm having my last meal, which is oats, almond butter and blueberries. And I'm also sitting with the recovery boots on and watching a bit of YouTube and chilling out. Then after this, go for a quick shower, exfoliate, and then do some foam rolling. Sorry that my throat's a bit croaky, I've been shouting at people during PT all day. And yeah, what I tend to do as well, as you'll notice, is my room's quite dark. I limit light exposure. I try and do it the 3 hours close to bed, if that makes sense. And as well as that, I've got these blue light blockers on. Thought process there is bright light and blue light prevents you producing melatonin. Melatonin helps you get to sleep and stay asleep, which is sleep hormone in other words. So that's the kind of thought process behind that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions or anything you'd like to see covered, then please let me know. And I appreciate everyone tuning in.